Ladies and gentlemen, the farmers in this country have had a very difficult time. Even through the first trade war that Trump had with China, many people don't realize during that trade war, China canceled their soybean orders from the United States. So these farmers literally lost everything. Some of them, that's really the main bulk of their money is the soybeans that they sell to China. And since that time, things have really been falling apart for these farmers that rely on the bulk of their income from the soybeans that they grow and sell to China. Well, the trade war has kicked up again, and rural America is feeling it really hard. Many of these farmers that once supported Trump ain't supporting him no more. You know why? It's messing with their money. And that's what's, they are all pissed off about that. Their money is now being messed with. And not to mention, there are so many farmers in the Midwest that are struggling because of, their inability to plant a new crop due to all the flooding. So they have already said this is going to be a disastrous year for farming in this country. And you're going to hear this farmer from a rural area, and he's very unhappy with the start of another trade war. They never even bounced back from the first one. And now they're about to be devastated again. Trump, like I said, he's going to put a lot of people out of work. And I already did a video earlier today talking about how the war with China on trade is going to put many stores out of business a lot sooner than anticipated. And they're already bracing themselves. And that's only because a lot of their inventory comes from China. See, the US has imported so much work over to China. None of that stuff gets done here virtually now. Everything gets done in China. You gave your jobs away. I saw this coming a mile away. I knew you were making a fatal mistake when you were giving China all the jobs and leaving your people jobless. I don't know what mind that came out of, but y'all should have beat that person to death for that idea because that was dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, this is CNN Politics, May 19th, 2019. Let me go ahead and play this video.
You voted for President Trump. You liked I remember you saying you liked his can-do, get-it-done attitude. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
Well, my message is that certainly I did, and I'll say it again. I voted for the president just because of that. But I was on the Trump train. I was off the Trump train, back and forth. I finally got off at Helsinki because Helsinki was a mess to me. I couldn't stand the waffling and all of that with Putin. So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business. A minute ago, the president, you played a clip that he said that we were patriots. Well, I'll tell you what, to me, that's just a design to make me continue to be quiet, and I'm not going to be quiet.
You know what, Christopher? That is actually something.
I got to protect my family.
I got to ask you, that is so interesting that you heard that and you brought that up, because that is something I have also heard, if we want to call these in chapters. Something new about this chapter is I have heard the president and other Republicans talk about this in terms of sacrifice and patriotism. There's a senator from Arkansas, Tom Cotton, who spoke to this directly this week. Okay, listen to this, please, because I do want to get your reaction. I think this is important.
When I'm home in Arkansas, I hear from farmers who are worried about opening up new markets and getting their products to market, but they also understand that China is a serious competitor to the United States and wants to displace us around the world. And they look at the sacrifices that soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines make around the world, and they're willing to bear some of those sacrifices in the short term to hopefully in the long term ensure our long-term prosperity and security.
You speaking out against a trade war, is that unpatriotic, Christopher?
No, it's certainly not unpatriotic at all. And I'm not going to have my, certainly not going to have my patriotism questioned. I'm not sure why the president's even bringing this up. Listen, for me to be a patriot, the best thing I can do is to take care of my family, to take care of my farm, and make sure that I stay viable. Because farmers buy things. They buy things that are manufactured. And by the way, you know what we buy? We buy things made out of steel. We buy things made out of aluminum. So that's our duty. And why the farming community has to take one in the shorts just so that the president can have a talking point and be tough on China, just is a little bit beyond me.
Wow.
Some bizarre moments today from housing sector.
So what they're pretty much saying, what Trump is saying to these farmers, if you don't go along with me doing these tariffs against China and just bear with me, then you are not a patriot. So if you don't go along with everything he thinks and everything he says and what he does, you're not a patriot, No, I don't agree with that either. But, here's the thing. Even if you feel that way, you're not going to shut down voices that oppose the president. I mean, that is so unrealistic. It's not even funny for anybody to be even believing that. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a lot of people feeling the pain behind Trump and these tariffs that he's doing with China. And it's so major because so many imports come from China. It's not even funny. We get so much from China. If you cut China off, the stores would go empty around here. That's how many jobs are over in China now. It's ridiculous, but please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell and never forget what they did to the Black farmers in America. Peace, family.